Hey, kia ora. Helen Bryce here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1795. My day, my way. It's Sunday. What can I say? And it is also the last day of June, which means it's the last day of the first 6 months of the year. So we are halfway through the year now. I'm not sure day-wise, but month-wise we are. Tomorrow we start the second half of 2024. Where has the time gone? Which means tomorrow is also the start of Q3. Yeah, tomorrow's also, so this is the last day of Q2, the last day of the first half of the first 6 months of the year. Wow, and tomorrow we start Q3, or the second half of the year. So, what you guys been doing with it? I just suddenly looked and went, yes, that realization just suddenly hit me. And I was just looking out the window too and going, it's getting a little dark and windy outside, a little gray. It looks like it's going to rain. I know there's supposed to be thunderstorms coming through around 10 o'clock tonight. But I'm looking at that sky thinking, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that long before they hit. Well, that's going to be fun. Because what do I still have to do today? Walk the pup. Yes, take the pup up. Who is doing a lot better today? She's had no dog food today at all. She's had hard-boiled eggs and quinoa mixed together, smashed up, and I smashed up hard-boiled eggs or just chopped them up and threw in some quinoa and that, and she devoured it. So that's really good. So I'll probably give her another meal like that today. She's already had 2 meals like that today, so probably give another meal like that today, which reminds me, I've got to go cook some quinoa. Yes, a thunderstorm this evening, otherwise partially cloudy and very warm. It's currently 107 degrees Fahrenheit. The map's not really showing any. It's showing clear skies right now for the map. So, yeah, but it's looking very threatening outside right now. So we shall see. So 107 degrees Fahrenheit is, just for my metric people, 42 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's a little on the warm side. But hey, at least the real feels also 42 degrees Celsius, so we're good. We're good. Yeah. So yeah, thunderstorms this evening. Yay! So yeah, so it's been a really cool day. I've got some. I typically do not work on Sundays, but I did get some work done for a client today, and got all my invoicing done and sent out. And what else did I get done today? Did some genealogy research again today. Sent another couple of messages about DNA matches and seeing where they, to find out where they fit into the tree. Because some people have a piece of their tree up there, and also is that first private person that's there where everybody goes from. Does that mean that that's them, or is that another relative, or which part of their tree do they have up there? So that's one of the questions that goes into my thing. It's like, where in the tree do you come in, and how do you know these people? How are you related to these people? So so like we've been saying for a while now, is that DNA will show you that you are related by blood. Genealogy figures out how you are related. So there's a very big distinction on that. Because people think, oh, yes, well, this says we're second and third cousins. Are you really? Because one of my third cousins that I found, I actually found a half third cousin once removed. And you're probably thinking, half a third cousin? What the heck's half a third cousin? Well, let me enlighten you. So my second great-grandfather had a wife, and they had several children, and then she died, and then he got married again to my second great-grandmother, and then they had a son, my great-grandfather, and then my second great-grandfather died. My second great-grandmother took my great-grandfather, and they moved to New Zealand, and so the tree went on from there. So this half-third cousin comes in the fact that my second great-grandfather is our common ancestor, not the wives. Okay, so because this half third cousin comes off the first wife's children that he had. So yeah, so you can have half cousins that come off that are from one great grandparent, grandparent, great grandparent, great great grandparent, whatever, and they come off from another marriage. Yes, that would make him my half great granduncle. Yeah, so you don't have the same you don't have that linkage with grandparents. You have a linkage with a grandparent. Now, when you're figuring back cousins and removals and all of this sort of stuff, who is the common grandparent that you have in common? Now, it could be just a straight grandparent. It could be a great grandparent, second great grandparent, third great grandparent. In this case, it's second great grandparent is my second great grandfather is our common denominator. But because this third cousin comes off the children that he had with his first wife, who I am not a blood relation of, that makes it a half. So yes, you can have half cousins and half cousins removed and blah, 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 blah. It's who is the common, yeah. So when you're figuring out seconds and third, first cousins are, it means that your parents are siblings and that you have the same grandparents. Or if it's a half cousin, one of the grandparents is the same. If it's second cousins, you have the same great grandparents. So it means that your grandparents were siblings. There's a sibling in there between the grandparents, but your common grandparent is the great grandparent for second cousins. I should do this up on a chart somewhere so I can screenshot and show you. So your first cousins are those that are children of your parent, one of your parents and one of their siblings have, that's the first cousin, first level, first cousin. Grandparents are the one that's in common. Your second cousins are those where the great grandparent is the one in common, which means that it's basically the children of the first cousins have kids, those become the second cousins. So all my first cousins who have gone and had children, their children to me are first cousins once removed. And if I had kids, if I had my own natural children, then my children would be second cousins to my first cousin's children. Yeah, it gets, and then you just keep going down. The more you have to go back in the grandparents, the more you go down in the cousins. So when you come to third cousins, it's your great grandparents that you have in common. So your second great grandparents. So in this case, we have a second great grandparent in common because two different wives. So there you go. You didn't say today. So yes, so I discovered a half third cousin once removed, which means that once removed when I looked at the chart, means that third cousin once removed, his parent is my third cousin. So he's so this person is one generation removed from my actual third cousin. You have to give me, my sinuses have been going crazy all day, driving me nuts, and trying to figure out why. But so did some genealogy, did some work, did some invoicing. So I just had a very mixed sort of day. I cleaned my kitchen, getting ready to do meal prep, and then I'm finally in the process of unpacking my glass. I got a box of glass containers that has 12, I think it is, in there. 12 different sizes. There's some squares, rectangles, and rounds that are in this box. And so I'm in the process of unpacking those, and then I'll throw them once I empty the dishwasher, because I loaded the dishwasher today, and once I'll throw them through the dishwasher so they're all nice and clean and ready for use. And then I'll make some chocolate chai pudding. I love my chocolate chai pudding, I tell you. Gonna cook up some more quinoa. What else am I gonna do? I will tell you, I had an awesome dessert last night. I was out of chocolate chai pudding. I hadn't made any, and I was thinking maybe I should, but I looked at my kitchen. My kitchen had somehow gotten a little messy. Sometimes it gets messy. I usually clean as I go when I cook. And, when I finish eating, I wash my dishes, put them in the dish rack and all of that. For some reason, that hasn't happened the last 3 or 4 days. So I had to clean my kitchen and wash all the dishes. So the dishwasher got well used today. So I was thinking about maybe I could do some, and I'm thinking, no, I've got that bowls in the dishwasher and So okay. But last night I thought, what can I do for dessert? I really want something chocolate. And so I looked and thought, oh, I still had some coconut yogurt. That's yogurt made with coconut milk. Had some of that. And so I took that and I took my cacao powder and put a scoop of that into the yogurt. And then I put in some coconut sugar to sweeten it a little bit. Coconut sugar is very good for those who don't want spikes in the insulin levels, because coconut sugar doesn't have an impact on your glycemic index. And so mix those, and so mix that really, really well. Then I threw in some dried cranberries and mixed them in. And then I mixed in some coconut, and then I mixed in some quinoa. See, quinoa is very, very versatile. It can be done with all sorts of things. And mixed all of that up and let it sit in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes. And the reason I let it sit in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes is that when you do that with dried cranberries, they get a little moist and start getting a little plump, and then they get a little chewy, which is how I like them. What else did I throw in there? I think that was it. Yeah, and so I just made that right there on the spot, and it was really, really good. It was very delicious. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make another pudding for tonight. So tonight's going to be chai pudding because I'm out of yogurt, so I can't even make my parfaits. I haven't been grocery shopping this weekend. Supposed to go pick up my mail, didn't get it done. You know, my day, my way. Had full plans to go do that, but didn't leave the house to go do it. It was just one of those days. And then I I have to say that my couch is very, very comfortable in the afternoons when you go and stretch out on it to read and end up falling asleep for an hour or two. Yeah, it was like, and I woke up and I had like 5 minutes to get online. I was like, oh, better scoot. So we ran, we worked, we got it. We're here. Here we are. So it has been a very nice, relaxing type of day, even though I did do work and I did get on my computer and I try to stay off my computer on Sundays. It was not one of those Sundays. It just didn't work out that way. So, but you know, all my work's caught up with I've caught up on all my work with my clients. I've got all my invoicing out because last day of the month is when I send out my invoicing. Got all of that done. And now I'm ready for the first to roll around and all of that sort of thing, and getting ready for the second half of the year. Can you believe it? Tomorrow is the second half of the year. Whew. So, you know, here we are at the end of the 6th month of 2024. What's your plans for, I totally forgot to turn my ringer off. What are your plans for the second half of the year? So now I've got to work out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go do some mind mapping. I got some time in my calendar tomorrow to go do some mind mapping, but I have to go pick up the mail first. You go, why do you have to go pick it up? Because I have a package. I don't know what's in my package. I have a mailbox surprise. So where I pick up my mail, I have a box at a UPS store, and they always send me an email when I get a package. And most of the times I know when to expect the packages, but this time I got a notification saying I got a package, and I'm like, I haven't ordered anything. We've got a mailbox surprise. Yay! What is it? I have no clue. I'll have to go look at it tomorrow. I'm trying to think, did I order anything that might have come in? Have I talked to one of my travel vendors and they've sent me brochures? That's probably what it is. Probably some brochures from one of my vendors. That's probably what it is, but we'll go see. Is it? But I thought, well, I haven't ordered any books. I haven't ordered any. And if I do Amazon, I get it delivered to the house. Unless I know I'm going to be away, then I get it delivered to the box. It's definitely not my order for today. I got an order coming in. So I have to keep an eye out for it because I don't want it sitting outside because it's got the pill pocket stuff for Zeffie in there. She's got to take her Claritin every day, and she doesn't take it bare. It has to go in one of those little pill pockets, which is one thing I have not changed while she's had the stomach upset from the dog food. So tomorrow, if she does well with the food tonight, then tomorrow morning when we do breakfast, we'll start introducing her dog food into it. Just a little bit. Maybe I might go 1/8 to a cup instead of a 1/4 cup like I did last time. Just slowly put it there. But yeah. She wanted to go and sit outside today, so we went and sat outside. It was 110 degrees. Sorry, my nose is going like crazy. 110 degrees, and we went and sat outside for 5 minutes. I was in the shade. Where was she? Laying in the sun. 110 degrees. And she's just laying there, stretched out, snoozing. I'm like, you're crazy. I'm sitting in 110 degrees in the shade, and I feel like my skin is cooking, like I'm standing out in the hot sun. But I was glad to come inside and suck on some water and, make a dent in my 40 ounce. Have you seen my 40 ounce cup? This thing's awesome. It actually takes me a drive to California to empty one of these. The first time I used it on a trip to California, I emptied it at the last rest stop before I got to my oldest son's place. So it did pretty well. It was really good, but then the temperatures weren't as bad as they are now. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and go throw my shoes on, and we're going to go for a walk. I'm going to make sure our water bottles are filled, and then we'll go for our evening walk and try to get back before the rain hits. But yes, it's going to rain tonight. Yay! Hopefully there won't be too much thunder and lightning so I can go and dance in the rain, because it's been a while since I have danced in the rain. Actually, that was only last week where it was raining. That was the funniest day. I look up and I'm like, is that patio wet, like the edging of it? Because there's about a foot of it that sticks out from underneath the shelter area, And I went out, and sure enough, it was raining. So I'm standing there on the little shelter area piece because I didn't have anything on my feet, so I couldn't stand on the gravel. And Zeffy comes up to the edge where her nose starts getting wet and backs up about a couple of paces and just stands there and watches me as I'm dancing and chanting in the rain. It was awesome. So I hope to get to do that tonight too. So anyway, we'll keep you posted on that. Maybe we'll do a live with it. I don't know. But go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. And for my Canadian friends for tomorrow, happy Canada Day for tomorrow. Hey, Canada.